Current affairs December 2022 to 2023 March. Vajiram current affairs. Matuva Mahamela. Matuva Dharma Mahamela was recently organized to celebrate the 212th birth anniversary of Sri Sri Harichandra Thakur, the founder of the Matuva sect. Harichandra Thakur. He was born in 1812 in Orakandi in Bangladesh in a peasant farmer family of the Thakur community, SC community. A sect of Vaishnavite Hinduism called Matuva was adopted by members of the Namasudra community who were then also known by the common derogatory name of Chandalas and considered untouchable. He devoted his life to the cause of betterment of the oppressed, downtrodden and deprived people in undivided Bengal during the pre-independence era. Thakur's followers consider him God, hence called him Thakur, and an avatar of Vishnu or Krishna. Thus, he came to be known as Sri Sri Harichandra Thakur. Matuvas. Originally from East Pakistan, the Matuvas migrated to India during partition and after the creation of Bangladesh. However, a sizable number are ready to get Indian citizenship. Getting citizenship is one of the long-standing demands of this refugee community. The Namasudras, with the Matuvas as its biggest group, from one of the largest chunks of SCs in Bengal, comprising 17.4% of the population, behind Rajbanshi's 18.4% as per 2001 census data. Matuva Mahasangha is a religious reformation movement that originated around 1860 AD in modern day Bangladesh. Bamchu Festival. The Bamchu Festival was recently held in Sikkim. The festival is celebrated at Tashiheding Monastery on the 15th day of the first month of the lunar calendar, corresponding to the month of February or March. The Bamchu festival commemorates a supernatural occurrence that took place in the 18th century under Chogyal Chakodar Namgyal. Chagdor Namgyal. The word Bumchu means sacred pot of water. The opening of the vessel containing the holy water is the major highlight of the festival. The level of water in this vessel is believed to be a sign of the fortunes of the coming year. The sacred pot is filled with water from the river Rathongchu and sealed after revealing the state's destiny, and it is opened again next year on the day of the festival. Significance of Tashiheding Monastery. The Tashiheding Monastery is believed to be one of the holiest monasteries in Sikkim. Also, it is the center of the four sacred caves which are Dechengpung, Sarchog, Bhepug, Lhari, Nyengpug and Kandozangpu. Many pilgrims from Sikkim, Bhutan and Nepal come to visit this sacred ceremony and receive the holy water. Mindful of the way architecture contributes to climate change and social inequality, Chipperfield has been an advocate of transforming spaces and reinvigorating cities. His famous projects include the 2012 architecture Venice Biennial, the newest museum in Berlin, and Procurate Vachi in Venice, iconic St. Mark Square. Pritzker Architecture Prize. British architect and urban planner Sir David Chipperfield was recently awarded 2023 Pritzker Architecture Prize. Mindful of the way of architecture contributes to climate change and social inequality, Chipperfield has been an advocate of transforming spaces and reinvigorating cities. His famous projects include the 2012 Architecture Venice Biennial, the newest museum in Berlin, and Procuratie Vecchi in Venice, iconic St. Mark's Square. Pritzker Architecture Prize is an international architecture award presented annually to honor a living architect or architects. Vedic Heritage Portal. The Vedic Heritage Portal of the Indira Gandhi National Center of the Arts was recently launched. Kala Vaibhav, a virtual museum built by the IGNCA, was also launched at the same event. The portal aims to map the Vedic heritage of the country and is a repository of Vedic knowledge and traditions from across the country. It is an effort to preserve and promote Vedas, which are an intangible heritage of humanity as per UNESCO. It gives detailed information about oral traditions, textual tradition in form of published books or manuscripts, or implements yagna related objects. IGNCA, established in 1987, IGNCA is a premier government funded arts organization in India. It is an autonomous institute under the Ministry of Culture. It is visualized as a center encompassing the study and experience of all the arts. ASI discovers 13-year-old Buddhist stupa. The Archaeological Survey of India has discovered a 1300-year-old stupa in the middle of a mining site in Odisha's Jaipur district, where condylite stones are mined. The archaeological asset was found at Parabadi, which is situated near Lalitgiri, a major Buddhist complex having many stupas and monasteries. The stupa could be 4.5 meter tall, and initial assessment showed it may belong to the 7th or 8th century. Condylite stones. Condylite is a foliated metamorphic rock found in the eastern Ghats between Vijayawada and Cuttack in India. In India, it is also called Bezawada Genesis and Kailasa Genesis. It was named after the Kond of Odisha and Andhra Pradesh because well-formed examples of the rock were found in the inhabited hills of these regions. Condylite stones were widely used in ancient temple complexes. They have been proposed to be used widely to maintain aesthetic value of some projects such as Heritage Security Zone, Jagannath Ballav Pilgrim Center, Puri Lake Development Project, Atharnala Heritage Project, and Mata Development Initiative. Yakshagana. Prime Minister expressed a deep grief over the demise of Yakshagana playback singer Sri Balipa Narayana Bhagavata. Yakshagana is a traditional Indian theatre form developed in Dakshin Kannada, Udupi, Uttara Kannada, Shimoga and western parts of Chikmagaluru districts in the Karnataka and in Kasaragod district in Kerala. It combines dance, music, dialogue, costume, makeup and stage techniques with a unique style and form. It is believed to have evolved from pre-classical music and theatre during the period of Bhakti movement. It is traditionally presented from dusk to dawn, and its stories are drawn from Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavata and other epics from both Hindu and Jain and other ancient Indic traditions. Yakshagana is synonymous with massive headgears, elaborate facial makeup and vibrant costumes and ornaments, usually recited in Kannada. It is also performed in Malayalam as well as Tulu, the dialect of South Karnataka. Ramappa Temple. President of India laid the foundation stone for the development of pilgrimage infrastructure at Ramappa Temple. Ramappa Temple is also known as Rudreshwara Temple, is a Kakatiya style Hindu temple dedicated to the god Shiva, located in Telangana. The medieval Deccan Ramappa Temple, which dates back to 1213 AD, was built by the patronage of the Kakatiya ruler Kakati Ganapati Deva under the authority of his chief commander Rudra Samani. Architectural features. earthquake proof, made out of clay mixed with acacia wood, chaff and microbalan fruit, a family of amla. The bricks used in building the gopuram of the temple are light enough to float on water. Using this technique has made the temple light, meaning in case of a natural event like an earthquake, the probability of it collapsing would be very low. Sandbox technique. This is a technique where the foundation pit is filled with a mixture of sand, lime, jaggery and black microbalan fruit. Microbalan fruit means a family of amla. Pillars. The temple has many carved pillars. One of the pillars has a Lord Krishna carved into it. When gently hit, the pillar produces musical notes. Cyclone Freddy. The World Meteorological Organization is setting up a committee to evaluate whether Cyclone Freddy has broken the record as the longest lasting tropical cyclone on record. About Cyclone Freddy, it originated off the northern coast of Australia. It has been a named tropical cyclone for 33 days, crossed the entire South Indian Ocean and travelled more than 8,000 kilometers. It affected Mauritius and La Reunion before making landfalls in Madagascar 2 weeks later and then Mozambique. It is the first tropical cyclone in the southern hemisphere to undergo 6 separate rounds of rapid intensification. Tropical cyclones. These are low pressure systems that form when the sea surface temperature is above 26.5 degrees centigrade. This may continue for several days and even weeks and may follow quite erratic paths. Once developed, a tropical cyclone is like a giant atmospheric heat engine. The moisture from the warm ocean acts as its fuel, generating huge amounts of energy as clouds form. Different names of tropical cyclone. Tropical cyclones are referred to by different names depending on where they originate in the world. Hurricanes occur in the Atlantic Ocean and the eastern North Pacific Ocean. Typhoons occur in the western Pacific Ocean and the South China Sea. Willy Willies occur in the western Australia. Tropical cyclones occur in the South Pacific Ocean and Indian Ocean. Kelp forests. A study published in the journal Nature revealed that kelp forests are declining because of climate change. About kelp forests. Kelp are large brown algae that live in cool, nutrient-rich, relatively shallow waters close to shore. Because of their dependency upon light for photosynthesis, kelp forests form in shallow open waters and are rarely found deeper than 49 to 131 feet. They grow in dense groupings much like a forest on land. They provide underwater habitats to hundreds of species of invertebrates, fish and other algae and have great ecological value. It also has economical value, like used as a binding agent in products like ice cream, cereal, ranch dressing, yogurt, toothpaste, lotion and more. Threats to kelp forests. Water from melting glaciers will reduce salinity and increase turbidity, which affects young kelp. Destructive fishing practices, coastal pollution and accidental damage from boat trawling. Sea urchins graze kelp forests at a rate of 30 feet per month by moving in herds. The uncontrolled growth of sea urchins because of killing of their main predator, starfish, has contributed to the 95% decline in the kelp along the northern California coast. Sea otters, the type of dominant predator, play a key role in controlling population of sea urchin so that kelp forest may thrive. Namami Gange program. The United Nations has recognized this initiative as one of the top 10 world's restoration flagships and awarded it on 14th December 2022, the World Restoration Day. at the COP15 to the CBD in Montreal, Canada, about Namami Gange program. It is an integrated conservation mission approved as a flagship program by the Union government in 2014 with a budget outlay of 20,000 crores. It is administered by the Ministry of Jal Shakti, Department of Water Resources, River Development and Ganga Regeneration. The program would be implemented by the National Mission for Clean Ganga and its state counterpart organization, that is State Program Management Groups, SPMGs. NMCG is the implementation wing of National Ganga Council. NGC replaced the National Ganga River Basin Authority. NGC was created in 2016 under the River Ganga Regeneration, Protection and Management Authorities Order 2016 is headed by the Prime Minister. To implement the program, a three-tier mechanism has been proposed to project monitoring comprising of national level, state level, district level. National level, a high-level task force chaired by Cabinet Secretary, assisted by NMCG. State level committee chaired by Chief Secretary, assisted by SPMG. District level committee chaired by District Magistrate. Its implementation has been divided into entry level activities for immediate visible impact, medium term activities to be implemented within 5 years of time frame, and long term activities to be implemented within 10 years. Kaziranga National Park. The Union Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change recently sought a factual report on the rhino population enumeration conducted in the Kaziranga National Park and Tiger Reserve in March 2022. About Kaziranga National Park location, it is in the Golghat and Nagaon districts of Assam. Declared a national park in 1974, and it is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site and houses 2/3 of the total population of the greater one-horned rhinoceros. It is the largest undistributed area in the Brahmaputra Valley floodplains. Vegetation, it is a mix of eastern wet alluvial grasslands, semi-evergreen forests and tropical moist deciduous forests. Flora, it has dense and tall elephant grasses intermixed with small swamp plants, includes an abundant cover of water lilies, water hyacinths and lotus. Rattan cane, a type of climbing palm PALM, is also found here. Fauna, one-horned rhinoceros, leopard, fishing cat and other lesser cats, Royal Bengal tiger, large Indian civet, small Indian civet, sambar, barking deer, hog deer, gaur, badger, capped langur, etc. It is one of the last remaining homes of the endangered and endemic western Holuk gibbon, the only species of apes found in India. It is home to approximately 478 species of both resident and migratory birds. It is one of the last homes of the critically endangered Bengal florican. Project Tiger, it is a centrally sponsored scheme of the it is a centrally sponsored scheme. It was launched on 1st April 1973. It provides funding support to tiger ranger states for the in situ conservation of tigers in designated tiger reserves. National Tiger Conservation Authority (NTCA) is the immediate supervising agency. Tiger reserves in use: Valmiki Tiger Reserve, Debrigar Tiger Reserve, Bandipur Tiger Reserve, Simlipal Tiger Reserve, Corbett Tiger Reserve, Orang National Park. Orang National Park is located on the north bank of the Brahmaputra River in the state of Assam. It was established as a sanctuary in 1985 and declared a national park on 13th April 1999. It is also a tiger reserve of the country, which was notified in 2016. It is also known as Mini Kaziranga National Park, Orang. IUCN site, since the two parks have a similar landscape made up of marshes, streams and grasslands, and are inhabited by the great Indian one-horned rhinoceros. One horn rhinos. Aravali Green Wall Project. The Union Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change unveiled the Aravali Green Wall Project on the International Day of Forests, March 21st. About Aravali Green Wall Project. This project is a part of the National Action Plan to combat desertification and land degradation through forestry interventions to create green corridors across the country. It is a significant undertaking aimed at afforesting the 5 km buffer zone around the Aravali Hill Range in Haryana, Rajasthan, Gujarat and Delhi. It will involve planting native species of trees and shrubs on wasteland, scrubland and degraded forest land, along with the regenerating and restoring surface water bodies such as ponds, lakes and streams. The project will also focus on agroforestry and pasture development to enhance the livelihoods of local communities by providing them with employment opportunities. It is inspired by Africa's Great Green Wall project running from Senegal west to Djibouti east, which came into effect in 2007. Aramoli mountain range, oldest fold mountains on earth. It spans over 800 kilometers from Gujarat to Delhi through Rajasthan and Haryana. The highest peak in the Aravali range is Guru Shikhar on Mount Abu. During monsoons, it gently guides the monsoon clouds eastwards towards Shimla and Nainital, thus helping nurture the sub-Himalayan rivers and feeding the North Indian plains. In the winter months, it protects the fertile alluvial river valleys, the Para, Indus and Gangetic from the assault of cold westerly winds from Central Asia. Three major rivers originate from the Aravali hills, namely Banas, Sahibi and Luni river. Bauxite mining in India. The raw material of aluminum is known as bauxite ore. Raw material of aluminum is known as bauxite ore. It is generally found in the region close to laterite rocks. It is mainly found in the peninsular, coastal and hill ranges such as Odisha, Gujarat, Jharkhand, Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, Tamil Nadu and Madhya Pradesh, etc. Odisha is the largest bauxite ore producing state. World Bank report on India's cooling sector. The report builds upon the India Cooling Action Plan, a government initiative to bring affordable and energy efficient cooling at the forefront of the country's policy agenda. Key highlight of the report. India is experiencing higher temperatures every year. By 2030, over 160 to 200 million people across the country could be exposed to lethal heat waves annually. Around 34 million people in India will face job losses due to heat stress related productivity decline. The current food loss due to heat during transportation is close to $13 billion annually. By 2037, the demand for cooling is likely to be 8 times more than current levels. Keeping spaces cool using alternative and innovation energy efficient technologies can open an investment opportunity of 1.6 trillion by 2040. Heat wave. It is a period of abnormally high temperature which is higher than the normal maximum temperature occurring during the summer season. It is considered if the maximum temperature of a station reaches at least 40 degrees centigrade or more for plains and at least 30 degrees centigrade or more for hilly regions. This usually occurs between March and June, and in some areas cases up to July. The extreme temperature and resultant atmospheric conditions adversely affect the people living in these regions as they cause physical stress, sometimes resulting in death. Swachh Sujal Shakti Samman 2023. Swachh Sujal Shakti. Ministry of Jal Shakti organized an event named Swachh Sujal Shakti Samman 2023 to highlight contribution of women towards making of a Swachh Sujal Bharat. About Swachh Sujal Shakti Samman. Objective to felicitate women who have done exemplary work at the grassroots level in the implementation of Swachh Bharat Mission, Gramin SBMG, Jal Jeevan Mission JJM, Jal Shakti Abhiyan Catch the Rain, Jal Shakti Abhiyan Catch the Rain. 36 women WASH champions were conferred with the Swachh Sujal Shakti Samman 2023 under following categories: SBMG Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin, making the village ODF plus model, Govardhan or biodegradable waste and or plastic waste management, grey water management and or fecal sludge management. Jal Jeevan Mission, women change makers in the category of O&M of piped water supply, NWN. Jal Shakti Abhiyan Catch the Rain, water warriors. About SBMG, JJM and JSA, mission and objective: Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin SBMG, objective to stop open defecation. Features: launched on 2nd October 2014. All villages in the country declared themselves as open defecation free ODF by 2019. Jal Jeevan Mission, objective to involve each and every person in water conservation and recharge efforts. Launched in 2019, it led to the creation and regeneration of more than 6 lakh water related structures. Jal Shakti Abhiyan Catch the Rain, objective to focus on rainwater harvesting of the monsoon season, geotagging and making inventory of all water bodies, intensive afforestation. Jal Shakti Abhiyan launched in 2020 under National Water Mission NWM. It commences prior to the monsoon season and continues for next 6 months. Launched for 2023. Tagline: Catch the rain where it falls when it falls. Where it falls when it falls. Setting up of Jal Shakti Kendras in all districts. Whip, a five judge bench, while hearing petitions related to Maharashtra political crisis, observed that members of a house are bound by the whip, and if any selection of MLAs from a political party that is part of a ruling coalition disagrees with the alliance, then the MLAs will attract disqualification. What is a whip? It refers both to a written order to a member of a party in the house to abide by a certain direction and to a designated official of the party who is authorized to issue such a direction. The term is derived from the old British practice of whipping in lawmakers to follow the party line. All parties can issue whips to their members in India. It requires party members to be presented in the house for an important vote or to vote only in particular way. Parties appoint a senior member from among their house contingents to issue whips. This member is called a chief whip, and he or she is assisted by additional whips. Chief whip, appointed by a political party to serve as an assistant floor leader. His task is to ensure party discipline in a legislature, ensures the members to attend the meetings of the House of Legislature for their support on any important matter during division on the floor of the House as the party leadership desires, are the party's enforcers. Types of whips. The importance of a whip can be inferred from the number of times an order is underlined and is categorized in the same manner. One line whip. Underlined ones is usually issued to inform party members of a vote and allows them to abstain in case they decide not to follow the party line. Two line whip directs the party members to be present during the vote. Three line whip is the strongest one and is employed on important occasions such as confidence motion. It places an obligation on members to follow the party lines. Related constitutional provisions. The office of whip is mentioned neither in the Constitution of India, nor in the rules of the House, nor in a parliamentary statute. It is based on the conventions of the parliamentary government. However, the 10th schedule anti-defection law allows a political party to issue a whip to its legislators. Consequences of defying a whip: a member may face disqualification proceedings if she or he disobeys the party whip unless the number of lawmakers defying the whip 2 by 3 of the party strength in the House. The Speaker takes decision on the disqualification according to the anti-defection law. Limitations of whip: whips cannot direct a member of parliament or MLA to vote in particular fashion during presidential elections. In the case of Kihito Holland versus Jachilhu in 1992, the Supreme Court of India ruled that the 10th schedule is applicable only in situations where a vote of confidence or no confidence is being taken in the government, or when the motion or where the motion being considered is related to a policy or program that is central to the political party. Hallmark Unique Identification Number HUID. The sale of gold jewelry and gold artifacts hallmarked without 6-digit alphanumeric HUID will not be allowed from 1st April 2023. Objective: to safeguard and protect the consumers and enhance their confidence in purchase of hallmarked gold jewelry with traceability and assurance of quality. Key points: hallmarked jewelry lying with consumers as per old schemes will be valid. If the hallmarked jewelry brought by the consumer is of lesser purity than that of marked on jewelry, then he or she will be entitled for compensation, which shall be 2 times the amount of difference calculated based on shortage of purity for the weight of such article sold and under the testing charges. A consumer can check and authenticate hallmarked jewelry items with the HUID number using Verify HUID in BIS Care app, which is available in both Android as well as iOS. It provides information of the jeweler, the registration number, purity of the article, type of article, as well as details of hallmarking center which test and hallmarked the article. Which metals are covered hallmarking in India? The government, through a notification issued in 2018, notified 2 categories: gold jewelry and gold artifacts, and the silver jewelry and silver artifacts under the purview of hallmarking. So, hallmarking in India is available for jewelry of only 2 metals, gold and silver. Exemptions: a certain category of jewelry and items will be exempted from the mandatory requirement of hallmarking. Export and re-import of jewelry as per trade policy of Government of India. Jewelry of international exhibitions, jewelry for government approved B2B domestic exhibitions will be exempted from mandatory hallmarking. Watches, fountain pens and special types of jewelry such as kundan, polki and jadau are exempted from hallmarking. What is hallmark jewelry? Hallmark is a mark to assure the fineness and purity of gold jewelry. There are 3 categories of hallmarked jewelry: 22 karat gold 916, it is a 22 karat gold and the piece of jewelry has 91.6% gold. 18 karat gold 750, it is an 18 karat gold and the piece of jewelry has 75% gold. 14 karat 585, it is a 14 karat gold and the piece of jewelry has 58.5% gold. Before 6-digit HUID consists of 4 logos: BIS logo, purity, logo of jeweler and assigning the and hallmarking center. After a 6-digit HUID consists of 3 symbols: the BIS logo, the HUID, a symbol to indicate the purity and fineness of the jewelry. How to apply for hallmarking? A consumer cannot directly apply to the assaying and hallmarking center to get hallmark on her gold jewelry. This must be done through a BIS registered jeweler. National Party. AAP became the national party after Gujarat elections. What is a national party? There are usually bigger parties and are recognized by the Election Commission of India based on their poll performance. Benefits: party selection symbol broom in case of AAP remains unchanged across country. Get broadcast and telecast bands on Akashvani and Doordarshan during general elections. Allowed to have a maximum of 40-star campaigners whose travel expenses are not counted in the accounts of candidates. Government land for building party headquarters. Only one prosper needed to file a nomination. Get 2 seats of electoral rolls free of cost at the time of revision of rolls. Get 1 copy of the electoral roll free of cost during general elections. National party eligibility criteria. If a party is recognized as a state party in 4 or more states, if its candidates polled at least 6% of the total valid votes in any 4 or more states in the last Lok Sabha or Assembly elections and has at least 4 MPs in the last Lok Sabha polls. If it has won at least 2% of the total seats in the Lok Sabha from not less than 3 states. Regional party at least 6% vote share in the last assembly election and have at least 2 MLAs or have 6% vote share in the last Lok Sabha elections from that state and at least 1 MP from that state, or at least 3% of the total number of seats or 3 seats whichever is more than in the last assembly elections, or at least 1 MP from every 25 members or any fraction allotted to the state in the Lok Sabha, or have at least 8% of the total valid votes in the last assembly elections or Lok Sabha election from the state. Gond tribe. Gonds are one of the largest tribal groups in the world. Most describe themselves as Gonds, hill people, or as Kol or Koitur. Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, Jharkhand, Karnataka, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal, and Odisha. Their staple foods of 2 kinds of millet, kodo and kutki rice, is mostly consumed during festival feast. Gonds believe that earth, water, and air are ruled by gods. Parsa pen is the most distinctive feature of the Gold religion, Parsa pen. They engage in agriculture, growing crops such as grains and lentils and raising cattle. Most Gond used a method of farming called slash and burn agriculture, a type of shifting agriculture. Free food grains to beneficiaries under NFSA. The Union government said it would provide free food grains to beneficiaries under the National Food Security Act NFSA 2013 as per their entitlement for a year beginning January 2023. Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana. PMGKAY is a food security welfare scheme announced by the central government in March 2020 during the COVID-19 pandemic. It is a part of the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan package PMGKP to help the poor fight the battle against COVID-19. Objective: to feed the poorest citizens of India by providing grain through the public distribution system to all the priority households, ration card holders, and those identified by the Antyodaya Anna Yojana scheme. Implementing agency: Department of Food and Public Distribution, Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution. Nodal Ministry, Ministry of Finance. More than 80 crore beneficiaries are provided 5 kg free wheat or rice per person per month. This is an addition to the 5 kg food grains already provided to the beneficiaries under the National Food Security Act 2013. It is known as the largest food security program in the world. It has, however, discontinued the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana launched in April 2020 amid COVID-19. National Commission for Safai Karamcharis. The National Commission for Safai Karamcharis (NCSK), after being headless for close to a year, has finally got a chairperson, vice person, and a member on board. Prohibited of employment of manual scavengers under the Rehabilitation Act 2013. The Act prohibits employment of manual scavengers, manual cleaning of sewers and septic tanks without protective equipment, and the construction of insanitary latrines. No person, local authority or agency like municipal corporation should engage or employ people for hazardous cleaning of sewers and septic tanks. It seeks to rehabilitate manual scavengers and provide for their alternative employment. Each local authority, cantonment board and railway authority is responsible for surveying insanitary latrines with its jurisdiction. Each occupier of insanitary latrine shall be responsible for converting or demolishing the latrine at his own cost. Bhutan's graduation from UN list of least developed countries (LDC). From December 2023, the landlocked Himalayan kingdom of Bhutan will no longer be on the list of LDCs. It will become only the 7th country to graduate from the list. Criteria for classification as least developed countries. The CDP measures the LDC category on the basis of per capita income. Human Assets Index includes indicators of nutrition, health, school enrollment and literacy. Economic Vulnerability Index includes indicators of natural and trade related shocks, physical and economic exposure to shocks and smallness and remoteness. How does a country graduate out of LDC category? Every 3 years, the CDP review the list of LDCs based on rigorous assessment. It makes its recommendations for the inclusion in and graduation from the category. Decision in that regard is made by the UN Economic and Social Council and ultimately by the General Assembly. A country must exceed thresholds on 2 of the 3 criteria at 2 consecutive triennial reviews to be considered for graduation. Example, on GNI per capita, the inclusion threshold is set a 3-year average in keeping with the cutoff determined by the World Bank for identifying low income countries. As of 2021, the threshold is $1018 US. To exist the LDC group, a country has to have this GNI per capita rise 20% above the inclusion threshold, which in 2021 is USD 1,222. On the Human Assets Index, a country's score has to improve by 10%. That is, it has to score 66 above the inclusion cutoff of 60. On Vulnerability Index, its score has to come down by 10% to 32 from the inclusion threshold of 36. Advantages associated with LDC tag. The LDC list is a means of giving strong signal to the international community to the need of special concessions in support of LDCs. These cover the areas of development financing like the award of grants and loans and special trade concessions like preferential market access. Countries are also encouraged to provide technical assistance to the LDCs. Drawbacks of being out of LDC group. Graduating countries stand to lose preferential support, grants and subsidies, etc. The loss of preferential market access can affect their export competitiveness, industrial production and jobs. These countries would see a shift from the International Development Association type of concessional foreign aid to the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development type of non-concessional finance with a higher interest rate and stringent conditions. The graduation would also cause an erosion of facilities and relaxations in relation to intellectual property rights as well as other obligations in trade matters under the WTO. Pravas Bharatiya Divas 2023. The 17th edition of the Pravas Bharatiya Divas convention was held in Madhya Pradesh indoor city. The 17th PBD convention is being organized as a physical event after a gap of 4 years under the first after the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. The 16th edition was held in virtual mode in 2021. Theme of this year's PBD is Diaspora, reliable partners for India's progress in Amrit Kal. G20 Digital Innovation Alliance and Stay Safe Online Campaign. G20 Digital Innovation Alliance DIA and Stay Safe Online campaign was launched by the Indian government. The DIA and Stay Safe Online campaigns foster the vision of greater digital transformation by ensuring an innovative and secure cyber environment. The Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology is the nodal ministry behind the G20 Digital Economy Working Group. The DIA aims to identify, recognize and facilitate the adoption of impactful and innovative digital technologies developed by startups from G20 countries as well as the invited non-member nations. Due to the increasing usage of social media platforms and the uptake of digital payments, the Stay Safe Online campaign aims to educate people on how to stay safe online. It involves the dissemination of multilingual awareness content in the form of infographics, cartoon stories, puzzles, short videos, etc. Court martials in armed forces. An army court has recommended life imprisonment for a captain involved in the staged killings of 3 men at Amishpora in J&K Shiapan district in 2020. The sentence will be final after it is confirmed by the Northern Army Commander. What is a court martial? A court martial is a type of military court that is empowered to try members of the armed forces for offences committed under military law. The purpose of a court martial is to maintain discipline and order within the military by ensuring that members of the armed forces are held accountable for their actions. A court martial is typically composed of military officers who serve as both judge and jury. What is the legal recourse available to the accused? Under the Army Act, the accused can file a pre-confirmation petition as well as one post-confirmation. A pre-confirmation petition will go to the Army Commander, which may look into its merits. Post-confirmation petition must be filled with the government since the officer is cashiered, his ranks are removed and he is dismissed from service after confirmation of the sentence by the Army Commander. After these options have been exhausted, the accused can approach the Armed Forces Tribunal, which can suspend the sentence. The President of India under Article 72 of the Constitution can use his or her powers to pardon, reprieve, respite or remission of punishment or sentence given by a court martial. '75 Digital Village Program. As a part of this mission, the RBI has launched 75 Digital Mission, the Digital Villages Program, under which 75 villages across the country will be adopted to convert them into digital payments enabled villages. Under it, payment system operators will adopt these villages and conduct 2 camps in each of these villages with an aim to improve awareness and onboard merchants for digital payments. PSOs are entities authorized by RBI to set up and operate a payment system. As of February 2023, there are 67 PSOs including NPCI, Mastercard, Visa, SBI, Punjab National Bank, Amazon Pay, PhonePe, Muthoot Financer USA, Ola Financial Services, PayU Payments, etc. The PSOs are under various categories such as retail payments organizations, card payment networks, ATM networks, prepaid payment instruments, etc. Frozen Semen Station. The Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying has laid the foundation stone of the frozen cement station in Ranbir Bagh, Jammu and Kashmir, J&K. The cement station has been sanctioned under the Rashtriya Google Mission. It will enable Kashmir province to be self-sufficient in the production of high-quality and disease-free germplasm to be used for artificial insemination coverage. Increased AI coverage will be a great step towards increasing productivity of dairying animals in the Union Territory of J&K. The project will strengthen frozen cement bull station Ranbir Bagh to realize production of over 10 lakh frozen cement straws FSS annually.